You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra tea makes it funkier. It doesn't. You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but... I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long. I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, that was a bit of a useless conversation we had with that lady. So we move. See what's going on with the strike.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
So I'm guessing a scab's only one of the codes. Oh,
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Bitch, please give me money.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
It's actually very fun and easy.
I don't believe you. Post L'Aventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So fun, so easy, they said. It's just walking. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor. being an honest union man with a lot of free time on his hands. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing.
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
Okay.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead
Aye.
and go in.
Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right. Yeah.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Something like that.
then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
He's gonna kick my ass.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation,
It's not gonna happen.
or you could convert to his Semini supremacist worldview, or maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
This guy's looking me up and down. Yeah, you're not gonna do it.
Sure,
See if I can. Gotta see if I can scab a bit of money off.
sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Oh come on. Well, I'm catch this real quick.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such.
Let's go.
Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi picks up the coin and hands it to you.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs.
No, then we're gonna have to be point. We're gonna have to. Yeah, I dropped it. I dropped it. Something like a quick save's gonna go a long way here. Gonna need you to back up.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
My body does not betray my degeneracy. I want the police. I want you to get into the harbour. I'm about to be real brutal with you.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he was smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. Yes, Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you, for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
I mean, that's probably...
Correct, my small skull servant. Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. You are but a vessel for the Ghul now. Very little of yourself remains.
You fool.
Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is reigning.
The ham sandwich race.
Show him the ham still got it. Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
that sounds like I'm gonna get my ass kicked. That one, actually, no, 73. Still has it in him. I'm the place, you need to go behind now! That's not... I'm gonna die with that. I'm gonna die with comparing him to some... Maurice was important here. He's not gonna listen to me, he's just not gonna... He doesn't care. He's not gonna reason, he just sees me as a drunk, so I'm trying to reason with that.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Hablo group has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers.
This guy's...
But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I thought this was just a meathead, but he's just talking... I like all the food references as well. Like, yeah, it's weird how that gets entangled in sort of the rhetoric of politics and race and whatever. Yeah, frivolous pop culture. I love Carly. I love Taylor. Yeah, maybe.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
You just seem like a misogynist. Big, and you're trying to talk down to me.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Yeah, I'm a you know, you're not
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
Sammy, bro.
Bring your troops to the Simenon Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
Just a police officer.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
I might have to if I want to get this button without dying.
Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an...
I am not going to be an advanced race. Walls of Heineken. Ain't that just a metaphor for my one on that? Conceptualize. Advanced race theory. Knock him out low. I quite like the idea of his race theory, and I kind of want to do, you know, I don't necessarily... there's a few old... I'll take that on
Ask
board.
what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
I'm not quite sure. This guy should be pretty...
Do you?
Listen, Kim, not now!
There are 3 categories of race. Tipa, the heroic races. Tibe, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need?
What is happening? I'm talking to this dog to talk to about, and he's just giving me a lecture, okay?
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile.
Of
They are
Okay, so
all,
A is
their
all
receding genetic pool has led the Mound on reprehensible street parades. In Mound cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
Who are Type A?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
These seems fundamentally
Overproduction of
It's cool
sebum.
though.
Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat based.
Again with the this is
In
my
turn,
I want to be able to talk like
As proven by the Mound and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde.
okay.
The Seminese and the Areopagites are on the ascent.
Jesus, okay. Jesus.
The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian
Okay,
archipelago. The Seminese inhabit the southern islands.
Okay.
The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile Maran deserts. The Seminese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from the Ile Maran to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Mound Occidental.
Wait, didn't Il Maran desert pygmies invent alcohol and get pillaged just a short while ago?
No, those were scimitar-wielding race losers of Sarava, Izet, and Bashir, with their Himmi servants. Big difference. The Areopagites were fasting and conquering while this happened.
Jean, baby, you're on fire.
Is he? Is he? Enough for you.
I know, babe.
No, you don't know. You're talking. What's the difference then?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericanasis. Ancient brains rest in their slender
It's
skulls.
true. You fool.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Well, I'm just choosing one to subscribe to. Is that what I'm doing? Because Jesus, time is rude. Oh, it's very the desert. Well, I don't. Well, I'm guessing Aeropathi? Pachai? Fuck. There they be? Because the first one was... Jesus, this conversation's just... Yeah, so there. So it must be B. But I don't get what CF is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this choice is. B?
Type B are the
Oh, it's just explain,
unheroic
that's fine.
races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored.
Ah! Don't know if I need to ask.
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen.
I don't.
Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking alcohol and smoking the degenerate tobacco and for eating potato.
And eating potato.
The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inert spoilage called demos. The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron, too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
But the general role is not of the people. Always cool thoughts. What was this revolution? Am I
The
after?
revolution came to Ravachol from
I
Gra.
feel like the dude was talking to me.
Zara's written potato cards. It is literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade roots and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Enough of Tibet mediocrity.
Okay, let's see what CF.
Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is Mesk and the father Semenese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension.
What?
Listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
He's just drawing these these cultures and just lump it into one aspect of. Okay, anymore.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera?
Yeah, no,
It is
that's
not
cool.
an aesthetic site.
That's cool. We need
The
to know in case
Koiko,
it
as you
murder.
know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Simonese strength and great servility. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Simonese man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Koiko woman or Koika.
Jesus.
But enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Do I understand? Not in the
You
slightest.
understand nothing.
That's true.
To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved
I can't tell if this guy's super racist or super the other. I can't. I don't know what you're saying. What mystery? Will you let me in the harbour if I do?
We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way. With
Am I
I'll go.
mildly worried he might take it seriously?
No,
Lieutenant
listen, kid,
Fitz?
shut up.
Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
Yeah, I'll accept the mystery.
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me.
Oh no.
This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease? Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did.
Okay, now
Also,
get it.
to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Communism, pretty cool. Individualism's my jam. Jam is a mystery. Enough of this. I
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music,
why do you keep
sexually
going back to these
transmitted
aspects of culture
diseases.
that aren't necessarily?
above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture?
What
Rock
is
and roll
this?
music?
These aren't. I don't know if you get politically charged from listening to dummy. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. Got from disco. I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. God. It's hard, isn't it, though? It's hard to draw a correlation from disco music to true political change. It's hard. It's hard to make that connection. It's really... You can. I think it's a long... You need a lot of evidence on your side. I don't think you stood here in front of me, not damn me touch a button, is capable of doing that.
Of course it does.
What?
You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much.
Enjoy what?
This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
What's your culture? Okay. Headstrong. I'm still level with. I'm still entertaining this guy.
I can see that.
One more time.
The Seminoles are the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. The rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the page.
You fool. You fool. You criticize someone for making disco music into a political viewpoint. You stood here chatting down to me, covering a button. What does that mean? What's that on your political spectrum? Seems to mean something. Something so benign. So make me, this dude's pissing me off. So
No.
Oh, it's weird.
I have heard about it.
Oh, it's weird. You heard about it on the radio, just like a song.
Of inquiry in front of the women.
Furthest line of inquiry in front of the women.
I'm from Couronne.
Yeah.
And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simony strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms.
Shut up, you fool. And never getting into the harbour, you fool. If I had a gun. How do I get onto the...
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building
communism, yes.
again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love.
Oh.
Should we just stop building love?
Oh, that's persuasive. Not quite, almost a false equivalency, but I can, can't argue with it. Yes, we should stop building love.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
This one. One sec, sorry streamers. Should we just stop building them up too? Oh no! Okay.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie,
Down with the bourgeoisie.
eat the rich, sodomize the land,
Yeah, sodomize.
impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket. Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I don't know about that. You lost me at the end there. I've said some mildly left-wing stuff.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence.
The mask of... Oh, you've got
Don't
me
deny
there.
it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind.
Oh my god. Sorry, it's gonna be a sec. Okay.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Is this, I'm guessing, is this the left-wing option? Is there a slightly milder left-wing option? Let's see. Let's have a look. What?
Failure. It's about failure. Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped and pissed
First
on.
fortune with the
Until
works of the
you
world.
came,
Yes!
you
I can do
alone,
your works.
against every living thing. Against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin.
Yes.
Where the whole world failed.
Yes.
Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild
Yes.
the dreams of the working class.
Yes!
You are the last
Yes! Yes! This game was real hard. Yes!
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Whoa, wait, what? No, yeah, wait, what? You didn't say that? Yeah, I don't want to kill nobody.
Too late to back out now.
Whoa.
You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million
I don't want
eggs.
to hurt nobody. Now then, is that part of... Is that a skill card? Communism thinking? How do I get to my skill tree again? Where's my skill tree? Okay. Advanced race theory, yes, yes. Herbocop, take that out, and I'll have that. Okay. People think I'm some crazy idea, but about to be real nice to people. We're about to be real nice and no one's gonna get hurt.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
Bastards!
Scab leader.
We have a right to work!
Man yells towards Alban Gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot. And screechy for a man of his size. I am.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Yeah, regardless.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
I'm with you, I'm with you, brother.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
And listen, you're taking out your anger on the wrong person as he points his finger to me. Oh no, someone's in.
So do we, Scab.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder.
Jesus, I don't think we're ever going to solve this. We're
The
making
mention
no
of a
headway.
killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through me.
I get those tens back.
Interesting.
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
It's not my expertise yet.
We are not picking a side in this just
Thank you,
yet.
Jim. Luke turns behind him to see Kim. Yeah.
Pity.
Let us work!
What is a stripe? Oh, you think it's funny? I thought we were talking about him because he was tense because I mentioned the murder, but we just sort of I don't get into it.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
That is quite a difficult dilemma.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you?
Deep set suspicion drips from every syllable, does it?
Big
I'm gonna
mess
figure out this mess.
caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
It's kind of a paradox of what you're saying, because they're workers as well.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
It's quickly as an interesting talk to me. I thought our friendly banter might have been a bit more interesting.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn?
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
I feel like I'm gonna get murdered if I do that. And I don't want to fight. I'm really starting to get scared a little bit because I feel like I'm never going to make any headway on this case. Bosses are going to laugh at me for losing my gun. I'm not making any progress. I'm going to lose my
Lorry's
job.
stuck in the traffic jam. For such an old machine.
Have a look in. Have a peep in the
The
window.
windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The
What
driver
kinds?
has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There
Racist nationalist paraphernalia, not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
We're done here, Kim. Now then. Before we go. Can I buy the statue, maybe?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago? High above you, the king stands triumphantly
I'm steal that. Hello, old person.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
Okay, this person will be nice to me.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your... No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Why would she be my grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey.
Wait.
Oh, it's in grandma, isn't just like a dumbass. Just sort of, oh, grandma. Okay, I get it.
She's just a distracted old woman.
Why?
Better to leave
No,
her.
Kim, no, why?
I just told you why.
Huh, if you say so, Kim. Oh, some litter. Some bottles to trade in for money. Oh, is that some coins on the floor? Yes. I'm getting a bit. Making a lot of money. Can I talk to you about something different?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, huh?
What?
Sure thing. Check them out.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
It's Revachol.
Okay.
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
Doubt it.
For when the invasion comes, the last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know, there are all sorts of invasions. I thought we could rely on the cops. We're in this together, whether you realize it or not.
No.
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the... Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge, you know. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Oh yeah, and you, dude, you of all people. So, can I talk to this guy about race because I have the perk, or is this just something I missed before?
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh?
Great.
The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design, so naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Okay. Okay. I was getting ahead of myself, sorry. Sorry, Carl, you can see that. Okay. Gotcha.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources. The problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Yeah, what do you mean by
It's
that?
what the Kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring. Don't push your luck, Runt.
Fuck you! Oh, I can get stuff out of that bin actually. Just get my political and race theory sort of going, and I'm going to search the bin. Got any new dialogue? Hey, can I talk to
Hello
her about
again,
shit?
officer. How are things? Me? I am just a gardener. I am pleased to meet you.
See ya. Talk to those two. Oh, what I thought over.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Kim, look, bullet holes.
Where?
We
There?
should solve it.
Those are old.
What do you mean
These
old?
bullets were fired during the revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation.
Jeez.
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it.
Kim, are you going to betray me? You want some sort of experiment to you? Bird? More bottles. Oh, I gotta pick all these up one by one. Can't you mind? What's this then? Oh, is this where the...
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Great. Oh, more goodies. Yeah, more bottle. Pallets. Oh, money. I'm rich. Pop up in there. Right, so we got... Then what have we got?
There must be another way into the building.
Hey, let me in.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Natural mage. Trouble's found you.
Sorry,
yes,
I don't
charming.
have time for this.
Oh.
I just want to finish my cigarette and be gone. Is it really that important?
Yes. Yeah, what, excuse me? I am the law.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
Yeah, as soon as we...
We will remove
you
the body
something
as
useful.
soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
No. Pretty sure I didn't.
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
Interesting.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
Oh, what kind of friend? I know where this is going.
It was my Sunday friend.
Oh, what does that mean?
Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't
What?
have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
Just doing men stuff. Just with the boys over in Bracknell. What's your friend's real name? Really see
He
something.
doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Sounds like a lie.
That's definitely not his real name.
Oh,
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
was I just thinking out loud there?
Ask him again.
And I really need to finish this cigarette.
I'm about to come up there and not hurt you.
But he hasn't left yet.
Tell me about
I'd
the
even
hanging.
go so far as to say that the view is a little too...
We will remove the body.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you.
And when
Last...
you did?
It was my...
Makes sense. Friend, he.
My name? No, of course not.
Ask him again.
No.
Man.
We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Come on, please, 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 please.
This isn't the place or time for questions.
What?
Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains.
Okay, cool.
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes, compassion and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
Jesus.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door.
How has he done that from a balcony where he's smoking at the back? How has he done?
It's a sign.
Yep.
Good luck with the investigation.
Cool. Thank you. This best be worth it. If that guy is homosexual, then it's very stereotypical,
He's gone.
which is not an...
No point in running.
No point in running.
Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
I don't know how to hide himself. What?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Kim, you're... Where's the stone?
A stone, like any other. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them. We'll just have to go in and see.
Okay. Oh, sunglasses? Yes. Yes. Not looking at any mirrors. Shoes? Okay.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Why would we want to break into some random citizen's apartment?
The lieutenant looks at you for a...
I suppose if one were committed to it, there's a pair of chain cutters in the kinema.
Okay, we're gonna go cinema then. I'm getting loads of money, I'm getting banned.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The walking stops abruptly, but you can feel tension on the other side.
Who is this? Do I have to open the door?
Yes. Yeah, what is this with this town? Not... Yes.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Technically true, but...
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
I guess.
Who is this?
Getting sassed by my own brain. To steal someone's post. Oh, okay. Person sweeping. What you got to say?
Give me a moment.
Give me a moment. Elderly clean lady on a broom. Knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty. Oh, bless her.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, your bronchitis is your... It's not my problem. I can't...
Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman?
Oh, this person's not going to know shit.
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan.
Okay. Guess I was right. Yeah, but I'm thinking about the murder.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? He's one of them all. A murderer, he's going away for life.
Talk?
Jesus, chill.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony.
I'm off. See you, love. Exit. Balcony. Steal someone's post real quick. Who are you?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
What is it with every stranger I bump into having a massive philosophy?
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull.
Hell
What
yeah.
else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Oh, we're actually going to ask her about those.
Sod off, pig man. Art is above the law.
And what art have you been producing?
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil. She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Oh, that's
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein.
We're never going to get
Go
this
forth
solved.
and
We are
forage
never
in
going to get this
someone
solved.
else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
There's no squealers in these parts, you're right. Just take the shortage out. No one's telling me shit about this case.
Actually, there is a shortage of people
Yeah,
who talk
thank
to
you,
us
Kim.
in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Jesus Christ.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keeping.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM certificate.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Oh, nice. Go blue.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
I kind of want to throw this person in behind bars.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
And I've got nothing to lose. Oh, is that the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's this going? machines. I'm not really that bothered by clothes. I'm guessing that's locked.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Isn't the RCM the police force?
I meant you,
Oh,
the
nice.
Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
That gave us away.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
You said what? To everyone. Is that just because the police are
What is
drunk? Was
implied
it?
here? That you're a drunk?
Oh, see, I'm getting there. I'm saying these things, and then they're popping up. So maybe I should just take the thinking out of it.
She hasn't actually said it to every drunk in town. It was spoken in jest.
Spoken in jest. See, I actually got there. I actually got there by myself, and I'm pretty smart sometimes.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Yeah, I'm just trying to establish someone. Let's shake your hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
I doubt it. I think this is just all sort of Kim's watching me some sort of experiment, honestly.
It
I don't
happens
think
quicker
this is...
than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
This is just really discouraging because I know I'm going to walk away from this conversation with nothing. It's kind of... okay,
It's
what
hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You're on a boat, what? Okay. Yeah, tell me about Wild Pines.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
Okay.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Nice.
8 billion?
What exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
This is the thing, because there's some things that go straight away, and then we have these big concepts, and then we have this. What is a billion? Just like a concept of a number is... Maybe that's the point. It's just a bit frustrating.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary.
Okay, now you're getting
but they
something
are
bigger.
quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
I don't want to poke holes in it, but sharks can actually stop. Some misconception. Well, let's get all this billion. We've talked about this though. We talked this oil. I'm guessing they subdue. Whatever.
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
I don't know what that means. They're just place names. They don't... It's cool.
Centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavour. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalising. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Where does it get all these billions?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
Yeah.
We built this district.
What does that mean, though?
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
Oh, wow. Well done to you.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees.
We don't keep it moving, the workers do. We built this district. That's the thing. That's goddamn capital. We built this district. Then why is it so shit? You've deliberately made it shit. You guys suck.
A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
I don't mind knowing about the outside world, but it needs to be relevant.
With
I can't
your
just
help,
know about it for the sake of
hopefully,
names.
says
Otherwise
her
it's just not
warm
going to
tone.
stick. Your help, hopefully, she can. You're on a boat. What? I'm not going to say that. You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice freckles.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed or ashamed? I mean, yeah, I should make my money, but this is a rich person.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Very high.
Voila, you're doing it.
You seem rich, can I have some money? What's the most sort of way can I have money, my lady? Mom, fucking hell, my lady. Just thinking of that new KKB track they released, it's just stuck in my mind. Help me, I'm poor, I need money to keep living. You seem rich.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need?
Wait,
hopefully not too much.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
She's not going to give me 130.
No, you don't. 1 real won't get you 2 pieces of bath tissue to rub together. That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
Wait,
she
what?
removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. There must be about 200 real in that zip bag, maybe a little less, plus some change at the bottom. Whoa! Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more.
It would be dishonorable.
To Moneytown.
And my honor is my life.
Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore? Give me a break.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency
Act, feels like she's got the upper hand
still.
on me. Maybe I should use that. Ooh. See, this is really hard for me to come out of because now I've
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, and seemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with a...
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today,
Okay, I
besides
want to know about the
supplementing its
lynching.
salaries? Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
Okay, good.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Oh shit. Jacob's laughing at me now. all your names are badge numbers. Don't have my badge. Don't have my name. Because I've still got my fake. Oh no, did they tell me my real name? I can't remember. Oh, I look like a goddamn idiot. I'm gonna have to wait a day for it to be delivered, aren't I?
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I'm not going to mention the drinking.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
I knew I'd walk away from this with... Oh, I got quite a lot.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Come on, please, please, please.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuates.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
I'm not taking... I feel like you're going to try and make me take your side on the strike. I'm not going to do that.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
See, this is the thing, because this is a really good world because you're sort of placed into it, and there's been so much happening before that you've come into this. There's so much been happening, which I really like, and now I'm sort of getting into that world. I know there's a strike, I know what's happening there.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade.
Okay.
This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
Okay.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
This is dumb. This is a dumb idea. It will be easier for me to get my badge than to undo a drug trade thing. Underworld thing. What sort of logic is this? This is adventure game logic.
Or, you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
What? How is losing a badge more of a lost cause than just carbon or into what the fuck?
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Jesus.
He doesn't let it show. but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Am I just doing a bad job? Is this part of the character? Am I doing a bad job? Were you this inept, Jacob, when you were trying to do this? Did you get into these compromising positions, or is it just me? I feel dumb, but maybe I'm supposed to feel dumb.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time?
What?
The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Why can't I just get a new badge?
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
The situation might change drastically by me interacting with drug dealers and getting killed. What? What? What is this? Why can't I not be reissued a badge? How is this? I can't get past this logic of them trying to justify doing this is easier than getting the badge back. And they've acknowledged it, but I'm still not convinced.
You could request a new one
Yes.
from the station.
Why
but that would literally
months?
take months.
I suppose that we don't invest. Oh man, I'll handle it. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, detective.
I will, mate. Oh, trust me, Kem. I'm getting you out of this. I'm getting us out of this.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Why, yes I am.
We're going with Bazaar then. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Wonder why that is.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Yeah, I guess. No, I don't. These are boat domains, I guess.
I mean, we are on Lucretius, are we not?
Yeah. Yeah.
We are, and the city of Revachol is on the island of Lucretius.
I didn't play into irons.
She nods attentively.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long. Why Dolores? Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
No, okay.
Because it was manufactured... What? I think I'll stick with the factory name.
No.
But
We're
thank
not
you.
getting past
Okay,
this.
because it was the X something. The X what? Thank you for the suggestion. I see the word has emotional resonance.
Oh, she just bounced me.
Sadly, none. So I will stick with the factory name. My sloop, I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
What?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Kim's got the hot take here.
I really do,
He's got
the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Oh, yeah.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Oh, however, you don't have your badge, do you? You don't have
The
your
crowns
badge.
of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Good. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
If I want to hear about the trade secrets, it's a dumb question. She's not dumb.
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Okay. I thought we were walking away with nothing, but we are going to walk away with something.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yeah, so he is racist. He is racist. I knew it. For a second, he almost sounded like he had some sort of idea of what he was saying. But he's racist as hell. Or maybe, you know, I don't know if I want to be agreeing with this person either. Sorry, gamers. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, you mean my race mate? Don't call him my race mate. He's a massive racist.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
Yes.
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Excuse me, Kim.
Of course. To each their own. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Why? Why?
She's resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first.
I don't want to deal with drug deals to get this trust.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
Oh, fucking hell, Kim. Yes, that's fucking... Yes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Yeah, it's almost like they had to fight to get 2 basic sort of... I'm not going to get into it though.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Posture. I don't know if he's saying that sarcastically or you're saying like, oh, you know.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Personally, I agree. It lacks the pizzazzo of every worker a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
Just got a trophy, my first trophy, biggest communism builder.
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
It's almost like the works want representation.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Oh yeah, Kim going. Kim's a smart one. Kim's running this.
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
If these workers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Well, I don't know enough about the union, and I support... Because it seems at the head that it is corrupt. But I feel like the union in general could be, Fuck. I guess.
Why do you think so?
That's got you. Can't fault them for a little corruption.
Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. They're an interesting composition, albeit vile. But enough about Evrart. What else can I do for you? I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. The company records do not even give a name.
Okay.
She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the Union's files. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they... The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Of course. How else can I help?
I don't want to do the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
See, the drugs are real, but wherever these place names aren't, it would be more intuitive to have different drugs and real place. Let's get springs. Right, Ravishar is not a real place.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
And on the weak link of the police force.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Seems like the one I told to, you know, the race one I told to fuck off, he's going to be what I have to deal with.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of...
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries.
Yeah, you lied earlier about it.
However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, God.
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lot.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. Yes?
I don't see any other choice.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least... It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open.
I should have declined. I should have declined.
I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Oh,
of course, Detective. Take care.
That was a bad choice.
Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
Oh, don't. Sorry, Jacob, I've gone against communist... my communist sort of belief and... I don't know how I did it.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
No, we're good for now. I'm gonna go. I'll be back in a sec. I should probably, because he's about to kick my ass.
The unpromising race pupil returns. And...
So where he's crafted all that actually has to do. That's quite like... That's quite, this is only his job. Liberal presently.
Look, Bay. The mignon of law is also a racist, but his racism is basic and rote. He thinks he has solved the great race enigma by describing a road mechanism of scientific competition.
So unadvanced.
The basic race education he received in high school has led him to think his phylum are the sole authors of race theory. An esoteric study reaching back to the ancient mass society of Pericarnassus, over 4,000 basic racist. I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. It will open the door.
I don't know what the fuck. No, I thought we had a lot to. That's what I wanted, but I'm not a racist.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Was that one shot? Those 6 options there. And they all seemed, you know, very insightful. See if there's any other fairly okay outcomes. I want to see what a few of the other
The unpromising race pupil. And look, babe. The rich man has humiliated and emasculated this couple. He can only think in...
Rich man really fucked him up.
His rage is already played out on the stage of history as the grotesque tragedy of an impotent class warrior. I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. Very well. You may enter the door once. Our race conversation here has concluded.
Finally.
I don't know if that actually meant anything. I don't know.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave.
Let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. the head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
Isn't it a code though? He's got the whirling, and that could be the bar.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Remember, Leo, all items on the list have hundreds of documents containing logistical data, and the same you already went through all the drawer slides shut smoothly.
It's a little sauce.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change." The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you? Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here. No. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. The call is terminated by the other party. You're left.
Nice. Get something on the table, and this loan screen should be a lot faster because I'm playing on PlayStation 5. I thought it was going to be like the massive case breaking thing. I'm gonna get a hot chocolate. Oh, is this code? Can I steal this?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia. And we are the only... The service cloak issued to you by your station?
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost... I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is.
Nice, that's cute. Cute coat, I was, Yes. I thought it would look a lot cooler, but... Worth knowing. Let's see what we got, Jake. What are we doing here? Bottles on top of that. Jesus, hurry the hell up.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. What, am I having a stroke? What's it? Okay. That was painful. What?
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. The rusty control panel grows warm to the touch.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Nice, Kim's got my back always.
Before you stands a cargo container.
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? It's a cargo container, Detective, just like all the others. We are not here to interact with containers.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Mazovian socio-economics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over personally with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Nice. That's all I can manage for tonight. I feel like it's going to take a minute.